And welcome to Tea Time Talk with me, Viktoria. This is a weekly thing that I will be doing where I talk with you about a topic or something that I would like to talk with you about. And I hope what I will be telling makes sense. Since English is not my first language, it's sometimes hard to express myself in the ways I want to express myself. But I hope you can bear with me and I can make it understandable. So let's take our tea and get right into it. Today I want to talk with you about selfishness. How selfishness really can ruin our marriage and our families. Being selfish is one of the things that hurts most marriages, I think, because you start with this intention of just see me. I need to take place. I need to be seen. I have to have this, and so on. Which continues with getting arguments about totally worthless things. And it can sometimes even lead to a divorce. And that is why it's so poisonous, this selfishness, that it will eat you up from inside with no really good reason for it other than thinking about yourself. Just to take one example, when back in the days when I was a new Christian, I thought that the house chores were so boring. And I thought that, oh, why am I supposed to do all of these things? Because I'm not the only one who's doing a mess here. And that's me being selfish, actually, to be really true. Because instead of seeing the blessing of doing the chores, I focus on all the things I don't have time to do or I rather do instead of doing chores, instead of actually seeing that I'm being helpful. I'm serving my husband, I'm serving my family, and by doing that, I'm also serving the Lord. So even in those smallest things, our selfishness can get really a mess. It can infect our marriages. Because then maybe my husband comes home and I'm nagging at him, can't you do the dishes today? I'm so tired. And he comes home from a whole day of work or wherever it can be. But that selfishness can be a starting point of so many arguments and nagging on each other, and it can really rip your marriage apart. So I really want to encourage you to search for yourself. Am I being selfish in some areas, or maybe in many areas, or do I easily get into these selfish thoughts? In Titus 2, we can read about how the older women are supposed to teach the younger women certain stuff. And in there it says that the older women should teach the younger women to love their husbands. And this has absolutely nothing to do with selfishness. It's not the love that you have, the emotions. It's a totally different kind of love. And maybe to get a more hang of what it's all about, you could go to 1 Corinthians 13, where it talks about love. You know, love is kind, love is patient. But a fun thing is that in the King James Bible, it is stated as charity. That charity is kind. Charity is not puffed up. Charity envieth not. Like love envieth not. We should not envy our husband. If he is away with some friends for an afternoon or a dinner or whatever it can be, we should not envy that. Like when he comes home, oh, now I'm going away, or next time it's my turn, or because that is that kind of selfish mindset that if he's going to have something, I will have that too. So it's not only envying, but it is that selfishness in the foundation of it. So being loving to your husband has all to do about giving up yourself to serve him, to serve others, to serve your family. It has everything to do with being humble and submitting under his authority and under God's authority, and maybe in your church. It's all about others and about giving yourself to others. And the same thing when it comes to our children. If we can be selfish in that sense too. Because like here in Sweden, it's very common to have this so-called me time, where I, as a mother, as people are thinking, that me as a mother have to have this alone time with just me, focusing on me, to be able to be a good mother all the rest of the days. And this is so devastating, because this me time makes us so focused on ourselves that we have to push away the children and going to be on our own to make our own empowerment or whatever it can be. Sure, it's not wrong to take a break sometimes, maybe go grocery shopping by your own or just taking a rest. I don't say that that is wrong, but the heart of it can be so wrong. And our children sees that. So if we are like, okay, mommy is going away now to take care of herself, that sends a message to our children too, which can make them actually feel put away, put aside, because mom needs to focus on herself, not on us. So instead of really just thinking about yourself, try to make that a part of the family. So if you need a break, make a family time. Like, okay, tonight we're going to just sit on the couch, reading some books, maybe listening to some hymns or psalms or whatever it is, calm music, maybe have some snacks or whatever it can be, just to have that calm moment together instead of escaping or pushing people away or your family away, to just like leave to your husband, okay, now you can take over, I have to go now. That's not a healthy mentality in a family, because a family is a unit and we need each other even when we're tired and maybe drained of energy and have a hard time focusing. We need each other. And of course, that's true also in your marriage. When you got married with your husband, you two became one. And that is so important to remember, that sure, you're two individuals, but you're one unit. You belong together and you have to work this life together. So if you're being selfish, that means that you're pushing him away. And that's not healthy for your relationship and for your family. So instead of nagging on your husband, try to think, what is it that makes me so angry of this? Is it because I think it's unfair, the issues we're having, or am I being selfish? Or even if you're actually right, is it right to be nagging on your husband for it? Or should you be humble and do it anyway to just show your love? Really applying this charity. I want to serve him, even if he doesn't maybe sometimes deserve it, in your opinion, but I do it anyway because he's my husband. We're a unit. We do this together. I'm his helper. And it's so important to really put aside the egocentrism in yourself, to start thinking about others more than yourself, others' needs before your own. Even if it's not good to totally neglect your own needs, it's also important to not hunger for your needs, that you have to fulfill every need that you have, but try to make it in a good, humble, and unselfish way. And in today's society, feminism has really introduced this in the families, in the homes, that I as a woman need to take care of myself. My needs are most important of every need. I can run my house. I can be over my husband. Do you see how this is very similar to when the devil says, I will be like the Most High. I will. It's this egocentric feeling that I will be praised. I will be lifted up. And that's not biblical, and it's not fitting in a family. But today's society really encourages women to take that spot, but it's wrong. We as Christian women really need to humble ourselves and take the place that God has put us in, and that is in a serving way for our husbands and for our families and for the people around us and in the church and everything. So really, I want to encourage you to put away that selfishness and start walking in humbleness, in an unselfish way that can really build up your family. Okay, so I really hope that all of this made sense. This is totally new for me to express in this way, talking English, being in front of a camera, having a bunch of stuff to say, but I'm not really sure how to make sense. So thanks for taking a tea with me today. I hope to see you next week, and I hope this can be a blessing for you and give you some thoughts for your walk with the Lord in your family and in your home. Be blessed. Have a nice day. Bye.